everyone, I'm Julia and welcome to today's Circus Fit class. This is a pre-recording because Saturday will be a public holiday, but when this streams at 11 o'clock on Saturday, you're welcome to put comments and questions in the live chat and there will be a trainer available there to answer any questions. Cool, so I'm just going to bring up today's plan. Here we go. So we're going to start with a really short exercise, which is a mind-body connection exercise, isolating different muscle groups. And then we're going to do a warm-up, which includes some plyometrics. Then we're going to move into cardio, conditioning, and finish with some active flexibility and a nice cool down. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with our mind-body exercise. So we're just going to find a space. I've got a yoga mat. If you have a yoga mat, that would be a good thing to use. If not, just lie down comfortably on your back somewhere where you've got a bit of space, and we're just going to do some isolating muscle group exercises. So just to start off with, we're going to lie down nice and relaxed on our back and just close your eyes and feel your body sinking into the floor so every muscle group is relaxed. Okay, once you've got a sense of that, all your muscles are turned off, we're just going to start with tensing and then relaxing our calf muscles. The idea is you want to isolate those muscles from every other muscle in your body. Okay, once you've tensed and relaxed those a couple of times and got a feel for where your calf muscles are, you're going to move up to your quads. Okay, now we're going to relax our calf muscles now and tense our quads only. And then relax them. Get a sense of where those muscles are moving from. Okay, good. Now make sure you're all relaxed. All your muscle groups are relaxed, and we're going to move into your pelvis. Just going to tense our pelvis muscles, a slight curve with your tailbone to tense them. And then relax. Good. Now we're moving up to our lower abdominals. Okay, let's try and tense those while everything else is switched off. So real sucking your belly button into your spine. Okay, relax those muscles. Make sure you've got that sinking feeling, sinking all your muscles into the ground, relaxed. And now we're moving on to our mid-abdominals. Activating them, tensing them, and then release. And now your upper abdominals, so just around the very bottom of your rib cage. See if you can isolate them from the rest of your abdominals. Tensing those. And relaxing. Okay, now we're going to move on to our shoulder blade area. So we're going to pull our shoulder blades together and feel the muscle group that is activating that. And then relax. That's quite a difficult area to isolate. It's easy to use your pecs, but you want to try and relax your pecs and just use the muscles drawing your shoulder blades together to activate your lats and your upper back. And relax them. Good. Now we're going to think about drawing our shoulders away from our ears and tensing those muscles without activating your other muscles around that area. Good. And finally, our necks. If you can imagine that you're just very slightly trying to lift your head off the ground. That's a good way for activating your neck muscles. And then relax. And finally, we're just going to clench our fists and release. Do that a few times. Just waking up all our muscle pathways. It's quite a skill to be able to activate a muscle without activating any other muscles, and it's a good thing to practice. So that whole mind-body awareness is really quite useful in the circus, especially when you're trying to use a certain muscle group without another muscle group taking over. Quite often with using your lats and your back muscles, it's really tempting and natural for your pecs and your biceps to take over. So it's quite a skill to manage to deactivate all of those and just focus on one muscle area. So doing a little scan of your body and activating certain muscles can really help with that. Cool. Okay, we're going to start now with a warm-up with a little bit of plyos in there. So to start with, we're just going to do some body twists. I'm just going to lift this computer up a little bit so you get a good view of my whole body. That should be about right. Okay, so we're going to start off with some little ankle rolls. Each side. There's the other one. Each side. Good. You can do some little knee circles. One way. And then the other. Awesome. I'm just going to take this into some wide leg squats. Get our knees moving. Awesome. And some body twists. So relaxing your knees and turning one foot at a time to get that full body twist. I'm going to adjust my computer a little bit so you can see me a bit better. Full body twists, looking over your shoulder, letting your arms really swing. Good. And we're just going to do some hip opening exercises as well. So if you can stand with your feet together, hands on your hips and just lifting one knee, opening it out. Try and isolate that hip area so it's just your hip that's doing the movement. And back the other way. Nice. And our other leg, opening that hip up. Some nice big circles. And back the other way. Nice, good. Give our shoulders a little bit of a roll. And changing to forwards. Nice. Now in the things that we needed for the class, I put either a theraband or a stick or something that you can lie on the ground to jump over. So I've got a piece of tape I'm just going to put on the floor, and that's going to be my jumping over tape for some plyometrics. These are really good for coordination and for balance. Okay, so we've got a line down in front of us and we're just going to jump over it. So if we have our hands on our hips and our feet together, We're really pushing through our entire foot, so from the heel all the way to the toe. There's little jumps either side. Nice. Nice. Okay, so now we're going to try doing the same thing with just one leg. So hopping from one side to the other. We're going to do 20 on each leg. Okay, ready? And go. Nice, and the other leg. Awesome. Okay, we're just going to finish that with a little bit of balancing on one leg. So hands on hip, one leg off the ground, and just balancing. You can have a slight bend in your balancing leg. Try and keep your hips straight, square, and we're going to close our eyes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. I'm going to switch to the other side. Same thing. Slight bend in your balancing leg. Other leg's not touching. Balancing. And then we're going to close our eyes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, nice. Okay, now we're going to do some arm circles. Big, wide arms, really reaching away from you, fingertips pulling away from you, straight arms. Good. Really reach back so you're opening your chest up. And back the other way. Good. Okay. Give a little flick of your fingers. Warm your wrists up a little bit. Awesome. Now we're going to go into some shoulder shrugs on the ground. Just adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, here we are. Good. Yoga mat back down. Okay, so for our shoulder shrugs, we want to be in a nice plank position with our shoulders over our wrists and a nice straight line from our neck to our heels. And we're pushing up through our hands, separating our shoulder blades and then sinking down with straight arms so our shoulder blades are reaching together, squeezing together. Lifting again, we're going to do 10 of these. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. Now we're going to go from a downward dog into a plank to a cobra. So starting in our downward dog, we're really pushing our chest through our shoulders towards the ground, opening our shoulders up. Our heels are driving towards the ground and our tailbone is up to the sky. From here, we're going to roll through into a plank and then let our hips drop down, push our chest through our shoulders, looking up to the sky. From here, we're going to tuck our toes under and push back up through plank into downward dog. Stretch our shoulders, opening our shoulders and pushing our chest down to the ground. Tailbone to the sky. Rolling through our plank again. And hips down into our cobra. Chest through our shoulders. Looking up to the sky. I'm going to do 2 more of these. Rolling through, keeping your abs engaged. Squeezing your glutes. Pulling your shoulder blades back together. Pushing back up. Take a deep breath in your downward dog. We're going to do 1 more. Rolling through. Really getting our spine moving. Squeezing our shoulder blades together. Tucking our toes under. Pushing back through to downward dog. We're going to stay in our downward dog. And we're going to do some shoulder shrugs in this position. So you should be able to feel your shoulder blades sliding up and down your back. We're going to do 10 of these. Nice. And then we're going to walk our feet up towards our hands. Put our weight in our feet. Let our bodies hang from our hip. A little sway here. Loosening up our lower back. And then we're going to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Tucking our tailbone under. Next, the last thing to straighten out. Oh, there we are. Nice and warmed up. Okay. Good work. Okay, we're going to move into some cardio now. For our cardio, we're going to do a mixture of exercises, burpees, V-sits, high knees, butt kicks, squat jumps, and lunge jumps. So we're just going to do it starting like copying what I'm doing, and I'm just going to yell out when we change to another thing. Okay, so to start with, we will start with high knees. Okay, so high knees, nice and high. Nice, then we're going to change into butt kicks. And some lunge jumps. Sorry, bit of a something tuning up in here that shouldn't be. Sorry about that. Okay, kicks. High knees again. Now we're going to go into our lunge jumps. Ready, and V-sits. Nice, and back to high knees. And burpees. And V-sits. And butt kicks. And back to a jog. Yeah, you should be all warmed up by now. Heart rate should be a little bit higher. Just going to grab a drink of water. And then we're going to move into our conditioning. Okay, so for our conditioning today, we're going to be focusing on our lats and our back muscles. These can be related to some very relevant circus moves and tricks that we do. On trapeze, you could think about going from a pike to a back balance, pulling up into a back balance, or duo trapeze, pulling up your flyer as a base, a double swan climb. Also on the silks, just using pulling up your own body weight. All of these really rely on your lats and your back muscles. It's very easy to, when you start circus, use your biceps and your pecs to do pulling up motions. You'll find that that's quite limiting after a while because you can only get so much strength from your pecs and your biceps, and actually the big muscle groups are in your lats and your back. So if you can find a way to really activate these muscles when you're doing pulling up motions, you'll find you'll have a lot more success when it comes to pulling up other people's or your own body weight. So yeah, we're going to focus on some exercises today in conditioning that really focus on those areas. To start with, we're going to do what I call the diamond back exercises. So you start with your lying on your tummy and you have your hands in diamond shape just in front of your forehead. From this position, you want to really think about pulling your shoulders away from your ears and bringing your shoulder blades together, so squeezing them together. Your feet are on the ground. You're starting with your head on the ground, and you're going to lift, really focusing on those shoulders away from your ears, and you're going to pull back, really squeeze those shoulder blades together. You want to try and keep your shoulders and you want to really try and keep your shoulders away from your ears and pull your shoulder blades together at the back. You want to keep your elbows and hands at the same level, so they're not elbows up, palms down, or the other way around. They're parallel to the ground. Okay, your feet are touching the ground, your glutes are engaged, and you can stop and reset your shoulders each time you come down if you need to. Okay, so it's a lift, pull, squeeze your shoulder blades together, back to that diamond shape and down. Feel free to reset anytime you feel like your shoulders are creeping up towards your ears. We're going to do 10 more of these. Five more. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Reset your shoulders away from your ears. Engage your glutes. Two more. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so the second part to that exercise is just maintaining a lift while you're doing the exercises. So rather than going up and down, you're just holding that lift and squeezing back from there. Keep on checking that your elbow and hand is the same height, parallel to the ground. You don't want to be going like this or like this. Okay. Ready? And lift, shoulders away from your ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And do 10 more. Three more. Really squeeze. And three. Nice. Good work. Okay, we're just going to bring our knees up to our chest and stretch our arms out in front of us. You can separate your knees a little bit if you want to get lower. Stretch your shoulders a little bit. You can lift up onto your fingertips to get a deeper stretch here. Awesome. So you should feel that really activating your lats down each side, especially when you do the squeeze together. You should feel all of these muscles down here really pulling in towards your spine. Okay, our next exercise is lying on your stomach again. This time we're going to have our arms out in front of us, and we're focusing on our armpits sinking towards the floor. It's a really shoulder blades wrapping around your side. So you are going to have your hands together, push your armpits into the ground, bring your hands over your head. Think about taking the weight out of your elbows. So you don't want to be pushing down into your elbows heaps. You want to think about the weight going into your armpits towards the ground. Really squeeze those lats. You feel your shoulder blades wrapping around. I'm going to do 10 more of these. Keep resetting if you need to. Maybe 5 more. Try and take as much weight out of your elbows as you can. And 5, nice. So for the next exercise, same position. This time we're going to actually try and lift our elbows off the ground. So it's a real focus on pushing your armpits to the ground, engaging all of your lat muscles down the side, wrapping your shoulder blades around the sides. Okay. You don't want that shoulder position to change when you lift at all. You do 5 more. If you can't get your elbows off the ground, that's fine. Just having the intention of taking your weight out of your elbows is enough. Awesome. Good job, everyone. It's awesome. Grab a drink of water. Sorry about the technical problems. My computer seems to just stop every 10 or 15 minutes. I have to click on it to bring the screen back up. So sorry if there's any little black areas. Okay, that was looking really good. Okay, so the next exercise is also focusing on the lats and the muscles that attach your lats to your spine. So this one you're starting in a tabletop position. So wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're going to place one arm, the hand behind your neck, your elbow out towards the wall. You're going to lift towards the ceiling, and then you're going to pull this elbow down towards your opposite butt cheek while keeping your hand on your shoulder. A real squeeze of those shoulder blades. Okay, these are quite intense, so we're going to do 10 each side. This is 5. Do 5 more. Really squeeze that shoulder blade towards your butt. One more. Nice. Okay, switch sides. I'll just turn around so you can see me a bit better. So that nice tabletop position. Engage your abs as well. Nice flat back. Hand behind your neck. Elbow out towards the wall. Lifting. You'll probably find that one side is a little bit more flexible than the other. It's completely normal. Just means that you need to work that side a little bit more to catch it up. That's 5. We do 5 more. Really focus on that squeeze. Some nice work. Okay, we're just going to do another little shoulder stretch. Pushing your chest towards the ground. Separate your knees if you want to get lower. Rise up onto your fingertips if you want to get lower. A bit more of an intense stretch. Awesome. Good job. Okay, so next we're going to do some pulling back action, which also activates our lats. I'm going to use a windowsill for this. You can also use a chair, whatever you have available to you that you feel like it will work on. Okay, so I'm just going to lean my forehead on my hand here. This arm is hanging down and I'm just going to pull back and twist. Reach down, pull back and twist. Kind of like starting a lawnmower. Both your feet are on the ground. Keep your abs engaged. Real squeeze of your shoulder blade. Do 5 more. Nice, that's 15, and we can do the same with the other hand. If you find this too easy, you can hold something like a water bottle, give you that extra weight to pull it up. I'm going to do that with my other arm, so head on my hand and pulling up and back, squeezing that shoulder blade in nice and close to my spine. Do 10 more. Four more. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Okay. Next, we are going to do our IVT arm exercise. Okay, so we're going to lie on our stomachs and we're going to have our arms out in front of us. And we're going to focus on pushing our armpits to the ground and taking the weight out of our elbows. From here, we're going to do 10 little lifts, keeping our arms nice and straight. The rest of our body doesn't move, it's just a lift from our arms, working our shoulders. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. And we're going to go out to a V shape. Same thing, thumbs are pointing up. And it's a real squeeze of the shoulder blades together again. You feel your lats activating, shoulders away from your ears. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to go the arms straight out to our sides. So this is the T. Thumbs pointing up, armpits to the ground, squeezing our shoulder blades together. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, shoulders away from your ears. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. You can also do those exercises standing, hinging at the waist. I quite like doing them on the ground. I feel like they're a little bit harder and a little bit more engaging. Awesome. Okay, our next exercise is also lying on our stomachs. We are going to lie down with our hands clasped behind our back, and you want to try and get your palms together, squeeze together, and straight arms. And you're just going to lift, pulling your hands down away from you as far down as you can. We're going to do 10 of those. 3, 4, push your feet into the ground. 5, 6, even get a bit further. 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful. All right. Great. So the last exercise for our lats and shoulders and back that I wanted to do is some dislocks. You have probably done these before with me or with Aiden, who does them in handstands. So for this one I have a stick. I'm just going to have my hands placed at whichever distance I need to be able to keep my arms straight and be able to lift them over my head all the way around. Okay, we're going to do 10 of these. 1. Adjust your hand length if you need to on your stick. You can also do this with a theraband or a tea towel or a towel. Really good for shoulder alignment. 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. Good. You can also put your hands on your shoulder and do a little bit of a turn. Just to loosen those shoulders up a little. Nice. Good. Excellent. Okay. So that's the end of our conditioning part. Now I want to move into a little bit of active flexibility. So we're going to start in a pike position. I'm just going to put my computer up here so you get a better view of the whole body. That should be about right. Okay, so we're going to start in a pike. So for those of you that don't know, a pike position is when your legs are straight and your body is straight also. So pike, this is a closed pike. The open pike. Okay, so for our pike flexibility, we are focusing on walking our sit bones away, straight legs, pointed toes, no gap between our knees and the floor, which means that our heels should be lifted slightly off the ground. We're reaching up and we're trying to keep a straight back and aim for our chest against our knees. It doesn't matter how far you can go. If you're up here, that's absolutely fine, but to keep a nice straight back, you don't want to curve over. We're just going to reach down, reach as far away as we can, and lift. Keeping your abs engaged, keeping your knees touching the ground. And do 10 of these. So that's 2. See if you can reach a little bit further each time. 5. 2 more. So you can reach a little bit further. So you can get your chest on your thighs. Last one, we're going to hold for 10 seconds and see if we can reach a little bit further. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, now we're going to do a similar thing in a straddle. So it doesn't need to be a very wide straddle. About 90 degrees is fine. Keep your knees pointing up to the ceiling. Straight out in front of you. And we're going to aim our chest to the floor and up. Do 10 of these. Nice flat back. Straight arms. pointed toes, knees into the ground so your quads are engaged. Two more. And on our last one, we're going to hold it there just above the ground and reach as far as we can for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Beautiful. Nice. Okay, now from our back to our pike position, we're going to do some little leg lifts. So if you have a wall, you might want to shuffle up against the wall. Walk your sit bones back towards the wall and have your hands on either side of your knees or your thighs. Point your toes, knees pushing against the ground, and we're going to lift one leg nice and straight with pointed toe 10 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, give a little shake. Good. Make sure your sit bones are walked all the way back to the wall, and we're going to do the other leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to go into our straddle, not too wide, about 90 degrees. You can have a hand on either side. We're going to do leg lifts here as well. Try and engage your inner thigh and point your knee slightly turned out. There's a tendency for your leg to creep in as you do it, so you want to really use these inner thigh muscles to keep your leg in line so it doesn't creep in. You're going to do 10 of those. Nice straight legs, 2, 8, 9, 10. These are quite hard, so if you don't get off the ground, it's absolutely fine. So long as the intention is there and you're engaging the right muscles to try and get it off the ground, it's doing a really good job. Okay, this side 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, give them a little shake. Beautiful. And go into our diamond position, feet together. And just push down with your elbows into your knees, straight back, leaning forward, just to stretch those hips out after that. Awesome. Looking really good. Okay. Next, we're going to go into our lunge position. How are we doing for time? Yep, good. Okay. So from our lunge position, we are going to have our tailbone a little bit tucked under so we're not arching. And our back leg is reaching out behind us. Our knee is over our ankle. And we're just going to go for some straight back leg lifts. We're going to do 10. Try not to lift your hips up too much, so you don't want to be going like this. Keep your hips nice and low so that the muscles you're using are in your legs and your hip. Again. We're going to do 10 of those. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now from here we're going to sit back onto that leg, and we're going to put a hand on either side of our calf of our front leg, nice flat back, and we're going to lift our front leg 10 lifts. Try and keep your hips nice and square, your legs straight, toes pointed, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay, now we're going to switch legs. Other leg comes in front. Knee above your ankle. Tailbone slightly tucked under. Straightening that back leg for 10. 1. 2. Try not to sickle your foot. 3, 4. Hips nice and low. 5. Trying to straighten that leg so your knees locked out. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Now you sit back on that leg, straighten our front leg, square our hips, hands on either side of our calf, 10 lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Okay, good job. That's our active flexibility. Okay, so we have next our cool down. Grab a drink of water. And before we do our cool down, I just want to remind you to please like and subscribe to our page, to our channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. It's really nice to be a part of the circus community. Please leave some comments or photos on some of our social media pages. We'd love to see how you're doing with your training at the moment. We have Instagram and Facebook, and if you want to connect with the circus community, it's #CircusHubCommunity. Awesome. You can also check out our website for any upcoming classes, and we've got some really exciting things coming up. We've got a telethon, a circus telethon coming up, which will be heaps of fun. There's challenges on our website as well. So just, yeah, keep in touch with the circus community. Let us know what you're doing. We really love seeing what's going on and how your training's going. Cool. Okay, so for our cool down, we are going to start with a nice pike stretch. So feet out in front of you, pointed toes. Just go relax down with a nice flat back. You can put your elbows on the ground. Get a nice back stretch here and a nice hamstring stretch. Try and push your knees into the ground. You can also flex your feet and point them to adjust the stretch a little bit. Flexed feet is a little bit more intense. Very nice. Cool. Awesome. Very good. And we're going to go into our diamond leg position again. Just to give those hips another extra stretch. Push down with our elbows on our knees. You can adjust the distance of your heels so they're further away from you for a deeper stretch. Slightly changes where the stretch is as well. This is a really good hip one. If you've got tight hips, this is a great one. Good. Stretch your chest through your shoulders too. Awesome. Okay. We're going to do some good shoulder and back stretches as well after all that shoulder and back work we did today. So to start with, we are going to have one leg out in front of us, one leg bent. The same arm as the bent leg goes to the inside of that leg, wraps around, and you grab that hand with your other hand. You can just pull into that stretch. A really nice stretch for under your shoulder blade. You can kind of wriggle into it and see which position is best for the stretch that you want as well. If you lean away from it a little bit, it gets a bit deeper. Nice. It's a really awkward place to stretch, and I find that this stretch is really good for it. Awesome. Now we're going to switch sides. The same arm is bent leg wraps inside and around. With the other hand. Great, just release that. Okay, next we're going to do a cross arms one over the other. Grab our palms together. We can lift our elbows up, shoulders pushed down, and hands reach away from us. So shoulders down, elbows up, hands away from face. Awesome, and we'll switch sides. Shoulders away from your ears as well. Great. Oh, sorry that my computer keeps on going to a black screen every few minutes. It's annoying. Okay, we're going to reach our arm across. Shoulders are down. This hand is pulling in towards our bodies. This hand is pushing away. And we're just going to slowly slide that down to our wrist, keeping the pressure. Nice. And switch sides. Shoulders away from our ears. Pulling in, pushing away. Sliding that arm down. Awesome. Now we're going to clasp our hands together, turn them inside out, lift our palms to the ceiling, and reach back as far as we can. Awesome. Good. Okay. We're going to sit with our fingers facing our butt. And we're just going to lean back into our shoulders and arms. Nice. Good. And then we're going to turn our fingers away from us. Move our butt away. I'm just going to creep our hands down. Give our shoulders a nice deep stretch here. See how far you can creep them away. And straighten your legs out. Try and relax into that stretch a little bit. It's quite intense on your shoulders. Good. And then you can creep your fingers away from you. Still reaching back, but also out to the side until you end up flat on your back. Good. And we're going to hug our knees to our chest. Do some little rolls for our back. Awesome. Okay. That's great. Thank you so much for joining me today. That's the end of our session. I'm Julia, and I hope you enjoyed Circus Fit today. Have a really great weekend. Enjoy the holiday. Well, that's kind of like the same as every other day at the moment. That's all good. Yeah, keep us posted on what's going on in your circus life. We love to see what's happening. And thanks heaps for joining me. So see you later.